happy almost October. If you're new here, my name's Olivia and I'm the Witch of Wonderlust. This chilly, spooky season is quickly arriving and I always need to make sure that I'm set and prepared for everything, the costumes, the parties, the planning, everything. But first, grab yourself a cup of tea. Today I'm drinking mystical chai because I thought it was fitting. I got it from my Sips By box. I'll leave that in the description below, but if you want to try Sips By, go ahead and use this code to get $5 off of your first box of personalized tea sent to your doorstep every single month. So let's get started. Grab yourself your favorite cup of tea, coffee, or hot chocolate, and grab some pens. I'm using a fine liner and two different colors, a light warm gray by Koi and a orange by Lyra. And I might be using this silver gel pen, but we'll see. I also have some stamps from Michaels, some earth-colored washi tape, and then, of course, my journal. So I opened to the next blank page and just kind of started sketching out a rough idea of what I kind of wanted to do for my October page. And I just used my idea that I had from last year because I liked it a lot, and I can't remember if I made a plan with me video for that last year, but I liked the way it turned out, so I just redid it here again. I went in with one of my black brush pens and just faked some calligraphy for the title and then drew the pumpkin right behind it. If this is your first Plan With Me video with me, you'll notice that I don't have the miraculous capacity to draw these wonderful bullet journal pages like some of the wonderful artists on YouTube. My pages tend to be more minimal and easier to just jot down really quick. I think this whole thing probably took me maybe 30 minutes, and that was only because I was taking my sweet time and really enjoying the process of actually getting back into my bullet journaling. What do you use your bullet journal for? I actually throw everything in my bullet journal, though I know a lot of people who just really use it as a planner or a calendar, just dates to remember when they work. But I plan videos, I plan days to film, I plan different content and write down ideas and quotes and everything. And sometimes I'll even do my grocery lists or just little to-do lists that pop up in my head. But my bullet journal is kind of my whole life in a journal, which is wild. I know a few practitioners who actually use their bullet journal for their craft as well, so they keep track of when they have done any kind of protections, when they set up wards, when they did cleansings. They keep track of any of the readings that they've done or have had, and write down any of the dates that they have done any kind of workings or castings. So now that the cover page is finished, usually on the back of that page, I do a full month spread. So I list the dates all the way down the side of the page and then just write bigger events or birthdays or dates that I can't forget next to the correlating date. And also I'll keep track of the moon phase. On to the next page, I usually save this space for putting my goals of the month, so this can kind of be anything that you want to set goals for. I usually leave habits for the next page, so just a space to put my monthly goals, and I also have a to-do list, so just anything that pops up in my head that I need to get done sometime within the month, or just something that I would like to get done or finish, and I can just jot that down and come back to it later. And I also have a to meet list because, you know, busy Los Angeles and being an adult, it's a lot more difficult to hang out with people than it used to be. I found some adorable Halloween washi tape at Daiso. I just really couldn't resist either of these, so I went ahead and bought them because I knew I was going to use them in my bullet journal this month. So these next pages, this one I use for my habit tracker and my mood tracker. I like to fit both of them right next to each other so I can see how my habits affect my mood, and I can correlate the two right next to each other. On the habit tracker side, I write down the few general habits that I'd like to keep up with and then number all the way through the dates of the month. And I do the same with the mood tracker, except with little smiley faces instead of habits. And then simply from there, I just go through at the end of the day and color in the little boxes or X them out, seeing which habits I completed that day. And I put a little dot for wherever my mood was at generally for the day on my mood tracker, and basically build a graph for the month so that I can see where my general habits lay and my general mood was. A quick tip, keep your habit trackers pretty general and open, and don't be too hard on yourself, because I've gotten to the point where I got a little obsessive and would beat myself up over if I didn't complete all of my habits. So be kind to yourself and just understand that you're not gonna check all of those boxes every single day. So the next page I reserve for quotes or anything that I'd like to tape into my bullet journal, any reminders or stickers or anything like that, but mostly I stick with quotes that I feel like work for the general vibe of this month. And the quote that I started out with for this page is, "Fear makes the wolf seem bigger than he is." I thought it was a pretty good quote for October, so feel free to use that. It's not my quote, I found it on the internet. I'll continually add things to that page as the month goes along, and now I go into my week pages. I personally am able to fit one whole week onto one page. I like to list out kind of the month so that I can highlight the week that I'm in and get a general idea of where I'm at in the month. And then I will write each day of the week and number that, and then just fill in my days. So yeah, the rest of this is just me planning out my week in October, and the blank page beside it I will use for any lists or ideas, things to do, to get done, or just things that I need to jot down. And if I don't end up using that page, I just write the same thing for the next week on that page and continue with that. But this is the same layout that I've been using for probably 2 years now, if not longer. It's worked really well for me, and if you decide to replicate it, I'd love to see your own spin on it. Or if you have any layouts that you'd like to share, I'd love to see those too. So use the hashtag Wonderlust Coven on Instagram so that I can check those out, and the rest of the Wonderlust Coven can check those out. If you haven't joined the Wonderlust Coven yet and you want to, just hit subscribe and you're all set. But thanks for planning October with me. I hope that you have a wonderful month. I have a lot of things planned for video-wise here on YouTube for you, and I'm really excited to share it all. And yeah, and I just hit 100K. That's just crazy. So look out for a little bonus video this week. But other than that, as always, best of luck. Be kind to each other, and may your gods treat you as you've treated others. Bye.